Hello and good morning everyone, and welcome back to the show. Today we got a special treat. We have The Legend of Zelda something. Let's see. Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. It is a different kind of Legend of Zelda. This is more in the Muso genre, I think it's called, where it's you slay a whole bunch of soldiers and you run around using special abilities and blowing dudes up and all that sort of thing. So I am pretty hyped for this. I like the Muso genre. I don't like the Legend of Zelda genre. So let's see how it goes here. There's my alarm to get up and start streaming. I am ahead of the game already. Look at that. I am awake early.
Strange. This scenery should be new to me. Yet it feels so oddly familiar.
There we go. Gotta adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. We are in. We are ready. We are
What's that over there?
enjoying this game. I think we're in the future, maybe? I don't quite understand what's going on yet. I just know that we appeared in a field and there is
We were returning from one
Raru over here. Rararo.
We've soldiers just ahead.
Alright. Let us run. KFC's here, first one in. Good morning. Howdy, howdy. How's it going today? I know they're doing more and more games where you play as Zelda, but it does seem strange to play as Zelda. I know the last Legend of Zelda was a Zelda title as well. It just kind of feels weird to play as Zelda.
Back at the castle. For now, simply know that she's a friend.
As you wish, Queen Sonia.
Sonia, that's the other person's name. Okay. We have mastered the art of walking. Let's do some fighting now. Yes, this is the new Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, I think is what it's called. This is the new one.
Stand back.
This guy's been corrupted by the bad. Ganon. Again. Who could have guessed? I do like that guy's design. Raro looks like a giant sheep. Giant sheep dude. I kinda dig his design.
Quite a gather.
What are they?
They're shades. But if they're appearing even here,
The shades of evil. I hope, like other Muso games, that we get to play as multiple characters. Like, I would love to get to play as Roro.
Quickly, just as you did a moment ago.
The power.
So this is just full on like ripping off Star Wars. Literally, the first line of the game is, "I felt a disturbance in the forest." Instead of "I felt a disturbance in the force," and now she has a lightsaber. Like they're just full on taking everything from Star Wars at this point. Is that the plan? Like I don't know a whole lot about Zelda lore,
Apologies,
but
Zelda. Could you lend us your We must free these soldiers.
isn't lightsabers a little much for Legend of Zelda lore? Isn't that a little ridiculous?
There's something sinister about all of this. But I
Okay, we got our standard horde slaying, twirling attack. It's very Witcher coded with our pirouetting. Press X to combo to a stronger attack. Okay. Magic runes, trust me, bro. I mean, that... Not to be a hater of the Zelda series, but that feels like 90% of,
My
the Legend of Zelda lore boils down to trust me, bro. Like, it definitely feels like a lot of they're just kind of really making it up in the moment, you know? I think the problem was, back in the day, they made that compendium where, like, they tried to tie all the lore of all the different Legends of Zelda together to make it into, like, one seamless story that makes sense. And I think that's where it went downhill and broke. Like, instead of just admitting that none of the stories are connected and they're just trying to tell individual stories, they tried so hard to combine everything, and that's where they had, like, oh, there's 3 different timelines, and there's the future and the past and the future past, and then there's the Link defeated timeline, and then there's a Zelda Never Returned timeline. I think when they tried to reconcile all of that is really when it went downhill, when they really tried to make things make sense that never made sense. Why can't it just all be independent stories? Why does it need to all fit into a giant puzzle? We're not Hideo Kojima up in here. All right, we found a rock. I'm guessing the rock is important.
Across sky and earth, light shall prevail over evil.
It's going to be a glowing rock here in a second.
Upon our people forevermore.
They're going to make it float or something. I don't know, is it like Tears of the Kingdom where you can go into the sky or something? Seems awful convenient that we were attacked right next to the magic rock, you know. I think they wanted to appeal to the audience but ended up appealing to the minority. That is a great way of putting it. I think that's exactly what they did. It's like, wow, the people really want us to make a Legend of Zelda cinematic universe and make it all make sense. And then at the end of the day, I was like, oh, okay, actually, like 5 people wanted that. Everyone else really didn't care that much.
Much longer than before. Truth be told, she aids me more than she knows.
I definitely think it was a mistake.
In any case, the shades in the area should be contained.
Alright, so magic glowing rocks ward off
Now,
evil.
Zelda, shall we make our way to the castle?
Please.
We know that now.
The
Also,
others have gone ahead to secure our route to the
last night I got to watch the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Jonathan's here. Good morning. Early Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Jonathan. Welcome, welcome. We have, was it three days until Christmas? Like it's right here. We're right on it. It is time.
Difficult to answer succinctly, but
Merry Christmas.
I would be glad to explain later.
New. I mean, it came out on the 5th, right? That's still fairly new. It's still in theaters. It's new enough.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
And it was pretty good. Like, if you have the chance to, I would say that Five Nights at Freddy 2 is worth watching in theaters. Granted, like, I haven't played a whole lot of Five Nights at Freddy's, so I know that while I was watching it, there was a bunch of scenes that, like, I just had this feeling where it was like, wow, if I had played the games, I bet this would be hilarious. Or this feels like a shout out or a nod to something that happened in the game. So I really feel like to get the most out of the movie, you really do need to be like a super fan who's played the games and will get all those like little winks and nods and all those fun things. But even as someone who only played the first game a very, very little bit, it was still a pretty enjoyable experience. I definitely enjoyed it. So if you get the chance, go watch Five Nights at Freddy 2. We celebrate Christmas on the 24th in Scandinavia. It is interesting how many like traditions are out there. You get like some families who do everything on Christmas Eve. Other families are like, no, you must wait until Christmas Day. It's so interesting how many different things that you get with all those traditions. while I was in church yesterday, they said that actually Christmas was banned in America for a while, and I haven't fact-checked this, so grain of salt. They said that during the early days of like the Puritan rule over the Americas, they had banned Christmas. So Chris is here. Chris Sando. Good morning. Is that Sando like a sandwich? I could do with a sandwich right now. I'll tell you what.
A war was fought to vanquish this evil, one which future generations will call the imprisoning war.
Okay, you know, sometimes I can appreciate that games try and give us a story. Can you give me a Zelda or Pokemon joke? Okay,
Oh, this one's just as eye-catching as the last.
Trying to think of
Maybe
any.
blue is more your kind of color.
Okay, Google.
Please, all this fussing really isn't necessary.
Nonsense, my lady. You're Her Majesty's royal kin, and what's royalty without the garments to match it?
If you insist.
Alright, I can't think of a Pokemon joke, so here's one directly from
How about
Google.
this?
Why did the Squirtle cross the road? To get to the Shell Station.
Now forget all that talk about going home. I vote you stay.
What is
with me
Dracula's
for the rest of
favorite
forever.
Pokemon?
You know I can't do that.
Oh, and today's
Coffee.
your first time meeting Lady Minoru, yes? Nobody else has the brains that she does.
Those are horrible.
Huh? If anyone will have answers,
Horrible
it's her.
Pokemon jokes.
Thank you.
I want you to know also, I went from 6 viewers and now it says I have 1 viewer from telling Pokemon jokes. So my Google Pokemon jokes were so bad that it drove away the audience. Fun plans for Christmas. So here's the tentative plan. Unfortunately, Emmy has to work on Christmas Eve. So I'm going to stream for a lot of Christmas Eve. She's going to work, and then we're going to go over to her sister's house
Just what is this?
and do Christmas stuff on Christmas
My
Eve.
word, it moves
And then
exactly
at the
how
very
I-
end, my favorite way to end Christmas Eve, and that is midnight mass. We're going to go to the big midnight mass for 2 or 3 hours, go to bed, wake up, and then probably go right back to mass.
You've now graced my study in quite
All right,
a
Chris
while.
Sando, thank you for hanging
And
out.
is this the girl?
Have a happy birthday and a Merry Christmas.
As
Thank
may
you.
know,
I like
she
my
seeks the means of return
beehive
to her own
behind me
time.
as well.
Minoru, could you lend her your wisdom?
If you're gonna try and be a streamer or anything like that, custom art.
As I
It's
hear,
all about the custom art. Waffles is here. Good morning, Waffles.
It's an honor to meet you, my lady.
Call me Minoru, please. And the honor is all mine.
So, Minoru and Rararu, these sheep monster people thing that I'm looking at here, like,
Now to the matter at hand.
again, I don't play a whole lot of Legend of Zelda. I don't have a lot of Legend of Zelda lore.
I'd be
What
glad to.
are they? What am I looking at? Like,
Take a closer look.
are they descendants of sheeps? Are they demons? Like, I don't recall sheep people ever being in the Legend of Zelda timeline. So what exactly
I must say,
am I
this
looking at
construct is
here?
different in so many ways. Would you mind if I made a record of this?
Please, go ahead.
Oh,
All right, Merry Christmas and Guten Tag. Merry Christmas, Severo.
called a Purapad. A friend of mine made it for me. It's capable of creating vivid depictions of any landscape or object you wish to chronicle. And it used to do even more.
Do you have a body double now?
Before I
Don't you
found
trust your
myself here
faithful
in Zelda.
bodyguards?
Would you be willing to let me
They're
examine-
Zonai. They are the ancestors of Hylians and descended from the supposed gods of the Zelda universe.
I'd like to ask about your construct as well.
So,
I knew this would happen.
Can you explain how it works exactly?
if they're ancestors, are we in the past then? Is that the story going on here? we're in the past of one of the timelines, and that's why we're meeting the sheep, goat people things. They're cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I think that they're really cool.
As Zelda and Minoru discussed construct technology, the two quickly realized
I'm gonna be honest. Breath of the Wild is better than Tears of the Kingdom. I think Breath of the Wild is better than Tears of the Kingdom, but both games barely scrape by as like a D plus 4 out of 10 experience. So being better than Breath of the Wild isn't a high bar to beat.
Alas, Minoru was at a loss when it came to returning Zelda to her own era. She did, however, share her knowledge.
That's right, Waffles. I am a certified Nintendo hater. I despised Breath of the Wild so much.
Aware that making such a sacrifice would not remedy
Having your weapon break every 10 seconds, having a giant empty open world that just wastes your time walking to and fro, having a million puzzles, but each one of those puzzles being like a kindergartner's puzzle, it just wasn't that good. I think it was overrated. Also, I know I complain about this every time I play a new game, but it's always a problem. So we've been streaming for 16 minutes now. 16 minutes. We've been watching 16 minutes of cutscenes for a story that I couldn't care less about. I just want to play the game. Riyadh, good morning. So many modern games throw so much story and exposition at you, but man, they don't want you to just play the game. Just let me play the game. Young, good morning, Young. I disagree. It is my most unpopular opinion. It is definitely my most unpopular opinion to hate on The Legend of Zelda. People do not like that, and that is why we are going to play The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and I'm going to show you exactly why that game is overrated. We are going to beat the entire game and go step by step through how mid the Ocarina of Time actually is. I can't get a thought out of my mind. I'd like a story or cartoony animated series featuring Lord Waffles and his Waffle Crusaders set in some fantasy world. Be like Dante's Inferno. Okay, I recognize those. Those are the Gorons, right? Those are the Gorons from Death Mountain.
Yes. Each depicts one of the sacred beasts that guard our kingdom. Divine protectors we Hylians have worshipped.
Okay, so those are the divine beasts that we destroyed in Breath of the Wild, right?
We presented their leaders with one of those masks, proof of our alliance and the trust we bear for one another.
Sacred beasts. Even at this early stage, it's clear that Hyrule is on good terms with the other leaders.
Have you played Dead Cells? I'm gonna get myself Dead Cells for Christmas. I have played Dead Cells. I didn't get super into it, but not because it's not a good game. We've just been, the last few years, we've just been spoiled with so many good games that have come out, so looking good like always. Thank you. I am at my lowest weight of all time. My lowest weigh-in now is 259 pounds, so I have just about 30 to 40 more pounds to go, and I will be there. If I lose 10 more pounds, I will no longer be obese according to the BMI scale index, so that's going to be a really big one to finally be out of the body fat index. You got a McFlurry. That sounds excellent. Good way to start the day. It's almost Christmas, right? You get a little Christmas present. You start the day with a McFlurry or a Blizzard or whatever it may be. I dig it. Alright, we finally, after a 20-minute mark, we're finally getting to play the game a little bit here. You don't look obese from this angle. Remember that the BMI scale is out of date and broken in a few different ways. So, you know, I don't put much stock in it. I definitely don't feel like I am at a massively unhealthy weight, but that is what their scale says, and that is what I'm trying to beat. So that is the only reason that I reference it. Yes, this is Age of Imprisonment. This is the new one. Alright, Jonathan, we'll see you next time. Have a good day. Alright, so unique skills, make them vulnerable. Use our unique skills by charging up our stuff. Okay. Let's hit him with the bow. Okay. Yep, so it's got the full-on Muso genre stuff. I dig it. Use unique skills or other actions corresponding to the type of attack. Using charge skills. Okay, I see. So it's rock, paper, scissors sort of stuff. So use piercing light to break his skill. And then beat him. Okay. Run for the Hills. A very good Iron Maiden song. I keep running out of battery chargers so short. That is... Do you want to hear the biggest ripoff in the world? The other day when I lost power, I had to go into work and I brought a phone charger with me so my phone wouldn't die. But the cable for my phone charger was broken, so I had to go to 7-Eleven, a convenience store, and grab a little cable to plug in from the charger to my phone so that I could keep it charged because we had no power. I wanted to make sure I had my phone for emergencies. They were charging $25 for a 3-foot USB-C cable because they knew that it was an emergency going on and that people were willing to pay that. $25 for a 3-foot cable. It was absolutely disgusting of them to take advantage of people like that. I was so mad about it. I bought it because I needed it, and that's exactly what they were hoping for, but man, was that gross. Didn't want to spoil this game for yourself? Well, I mean, it's The Legend of Zelda. It's not like the story's going to be spoiled all that much, right? Like, there's the big evil Ganondorf or Ganon, and Link or Zelda has to stop him. Like, it's the same story every time. Every single game has the same story, right? Like, it's not going to be especially unknown, right? Ethan, we are playing the new Age of Imprisonment. The new Hyrule Warriors. Where Zelda gets a lightsaber, apparently. Because why not? Why wouldn't Zelda use a lightsaber? I'm new to Zelda. What are some Zelda games you recommend playing? Oh boy, you are... Alright, Waffles, we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time. You are barking up the potentially wrong tree. I am a very, very big hater of the Legend of Zelda series. There's not very many good games in the Legend of Zelda series, in my opinion. So... if I had to recommend some to play, My personal favorite Legend of Zelda is the Legend of Zelda 2 on the NES, the RPG version. I really like that one, so I highly recommend that one. But it is tough. Like, that is going to be the hardest Legend of Zelda game that you play. So if you want a challenge, that one for sure. You know, the OG's not too bad, but I think the one that everyone probably loves the most and recently had the remake was oh, I can't remember its name now. Link to the Past. Link to the Past is probably the best Legend of Zelda game, so if you want to try a Legend of Zelda game, I think Link to the Past will probably be the best one for you. If you only have a Switch, you can also use the Nintendo Switch Online. You can access Ocarina of Time, which everyone else says is the best game ever made, but I hotly debate that. Alright, we've got to beat up the sheep Rararo. I'm very bad at dodging. The pixelated ones, yeah, I do like the older Zeldas, definitely. I've heard a lot of good things about Skyward Sword, though. I heard that it's kind of like Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword have both people have said that were like the black sheeps of the family. Like they're underrated. Like people hated them for no good reason. Those are definitely ones that I'll give a try to at some point in my life. But I've heard a lot of great things about both Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, but I've never actually played those ones. I also need to go back and play Wind Waker now that it's on the Nintendo Switch Online. I definitely feel like Wind Waker could be a really fun one to go back and enjoy. So there is plenty of Legend of Zelda for us to go back and play here soon. Yeah, Skyward Sword had like the Wii U tilting Wiimote mechanic, and so that was really tough. Also, interestingly, I've heard, you know, grain of salt, I've heard it's the only game where Link is actually right-handed instead of left. Typically, Link is left-handed, but because most people are right-handed and they wanted to use the Wiimote, they had to make Link right-handed in the game rather than left-handed. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but that's what people say. Although that Legend of Zelda, the very first Legend of Zelda, where you get like the sword and shield and all those sort of things, you could put your sword and shield in any slot you wanted to. So it is fully possible that the original Legend of Zelda, the first Legend of Zelda ever made, was the first game to allow you to select whether or not your character should be left or right-handed. I'm fairly certain that was the first game to ever allow that mechanic to exist. How cool is that? This is a genre that needs to make a comeback. We don't have enough Musou-style games. I really enjoy the, here's a horde of 5,000 enemies, go beat them mercilessly with a bunch of different characters and have cool flashy moves. And like a new Dynasty Warrior just came out, Dynasty Warrior Origin, and it was pretty good, but I feel like the genre, I feel like there's a lot of room in the genre. Like God of War could make a Musou game so easy. That would be so much fun. Devil May Cry, even though it kind of technically already is, but I'm just saying that I feel like the genre is a little dead. I feel like we could have more in this genre. I watch Zelda content sometimes. It's always challenge runs. Someday, I have thought that I will go and do a Legend of Zelda 2 challenge run, the RPG one. I have definitely felt like someday I will do that challenge run.
Yes.
So that is on the list. Someday I will want to do that challenge run. Because I love that RPG. I think that Legend of Zelda should have stayed as an RPG. It was so much better as an RPG. I also think that they could do like you know how Mario Maker did the Mario Maker stuff? Like they could legitimately make a Legend of Zelda Maker. Some fans did it and it turned out really well. So I feel like a Legend of Zelda Maker where you can make your own puzzles and shrines and things like that, I definitely feel like they could potentially do something really good with that. So same thing with Mega Man, like a Mega Man Maker. I know that's another one that a lot of people came out with. I'm so surprised, like Mario Maker to me was such a hit. I cannot believe that no one's done anything with that, right? Nintendo just casually launched one of the greatest bangers of all time with Mario Maker, and no one's copied that. We have no copycats for Mario Maker. Like it's such a shock that we don't have a copycat yet. I am also hyped for, if y'all saw my video on it, we are getting a roguelike mode in Helldivers 2, and roguelikes are my favorite genre of games, so I'm very, very excited to see what roguelike content we get in The Legend of Zelda here soon. That's kind of cool mechanic. Cross the beams. This Goron does not stand a chance. We are beating him into putty. Trying to think of what other games would benefit from a Mario Maker, make your own level, adventure platform sort of thing. Like I know that they're out there. Also, interesting game news. There is a game that was being made by Amazon. They were making, it's called March of Giants, I think, where it's a MOBA, but you play as giants. And it looks like Ubisoft just bought that entire game. And I got into the early alpha build of it, so I got to play March of Giants before Ubisoft got their hands on it. I'm excited to see what they do with it. You know, MOBAs have kind of been dead. Like, no one's been able to compete with Dota and League of Legends and everyone else. Like, Heroes of New Earth is coming back, but I don't think they're going to do too well, and Smite is kind of sitting in the corner eating glue. So I'm excited to see a new MOBA come into the genre.
Thank you.
Anything but hero shooters, man. I am so sick of hero shooters, and I will fully admit the reason why I hate hero shooters is because I suck at them. I am so bad at Marvel Rivals and Overwatch and all that sort of thing. I just don't have fun with those. So I'm done with the genre. No more hero shooters, please.
How to use this power, that is. Were my mother still alive, I'm sure I would have learned it from her. Of course, many others were there in her stead, though.
Now, she says I could have learned it from my mother. As far as I know, we've never seen Zelda's mother, right? Zelda's father makes an appearance once or twice, but
giving them a reason to live.
Unless you count Impa, you never see Zelda's mother, I don't think, do you?
Find a way to return you to your own era, so you can become the protector your kingdom needs.
I like his little ears bouncing in the wind.
Whenever you need us, Sonia and I will be here. Our time spent with you,
He's very adorable.
as brief as it's been, has already meant the world to us. Come. We should be getting home.
Though I'm pretty sure she's got giant cotton ball like earrings that kind of look like sheep wool. And I feel like they should find that offensive. Like, she's wearing their hair as an accessory. And I feel like cultural appropriation, Zelda. Like, come on. Have a little bit of sensitivity. And now she's playing her Switch while talking to somebody. It's very rude, Zelda.
Good.
Alright, so we've unlocked Zelda, Rararu. And we can upgrade our... We can upgrade our sword with golden apples. Okay. Kind of cool. I like the upgrade path. I like what I'm seeing here. That's very much like what I see. And now, ooh, lots of things to do. Okay. We have side quests. We have Ancient Evils. We have boosting Rararu's confidence with bananas. We've got smoke signals. We can assist people. Okay, well, it said to come over here, so I guess let's go over here. I was not expecting to see that many things pop up. There was definitely a lot more options than I thought there would be. I wonder what the roster looks like. Like, obviously at some point we'll get to play as Link, right? Like, obviously. We have Rararu and the Gorons. But I wonder who else we'll get to play as.
With the Zonai gone and their advanced civilization lost from the depths, concerned for Zelda's safety, Rauru offered...
Alright, we're going into the mines. The children yearn for the mines. It is known. Known to all. Hello and good morning to all the lurkers also. Hello everyone lurking. It is a good, happy Monday morning. We are almost to Christmas. If you want to, share your Christmas plans in the chat. I'd love to hear what everyone is getting up to for Christmas. I'm going to Midnight Mass, of course, and doing gift exchanges, dinners, kind of all the basic stuff, but it's going to be good. I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, I hear we're going to get snow this Christmas. And it's not often we get snow in our area, so if we get some snow, I'm going to go play in the snow and do some photography. The only downside to the snow is we've had some massive flooding, and I don't want there to be any more rain or precipitation to agitate the flooding. You know, I don't want anyone else to get flooded out of their home, especially like I was just talking about how rough of a month it's been between like having to repipe the house, our washing machine dying, our dryer dying, us losing power. Like, it's been a hard December, and I couldn't imagine your entire house flooding 3 days before Christmas, potentially ruining all the Christmas presents and like all the mold and all the work, and like that sounds absolutely awful to have to deal with. So I guess as bad as it was for all the things I was complaining about, it just goes to show you, like, it can always be worse. Alright, so we're going to go explore the cave. I saw some frogs. I don't know. Are we beating the frogs, or...
That's the facility you mentioned using for your research, yes? I'm excited to see what it's like.
Now we're in a horror game, apparently. We've got some jump-scaring potential with some flashlights. Speaking of jump scaring, so Five Nights at Freddy 2, I went and saw that last night. They definitely, I feel like they abused the whole jump scaring thing, but like that's the essence of Five Nights at Freddy's, right? Like at least the first couple games that I played, like that was the whole thing, is you would get jump scared by all the things. But it was really cool to get to see all the different like animatronic suits. It was cool to see like different versions of them. That was really awesome to see. It was really cool how when they walked, like they did a bunch of like they're stomping, like you could feel the weight to their steps. Like I feel like they did such a good job making the animatronics scary in the movie. My brother got mad at me after my mother scolded him for no reason. He started a fight. I held him down, telling him to calm down. He stabbed me with one of those sharp combs for lice. Not that bad, just a little scrape and a bit of blood. That is very much a brother thing. I'm very sorry to hear that. I used to get in little scrapes and fights with my brother a lot as well back when we were young. I never stabbed him. He did hit me in the face with a shovel, granted on accident, and I accidentally hit him with a golf club, so fair is fair, I guess. So that's very brother-coded. Alright, I see a swarm of frogs, and we drew our lightsaber, so I guess we're going to have to go beat the frogs. Use the Zonai device to emit flames. We're going to flamethrower the frog? Is that really... Is that necessary? That seems a little cruel to torch the frogs, but okay, if you say so, Zelda. If you think this is what's best, we will... PETA's gonna have a heyday with this game. We're out here torching frogs. Why do you have to punish me for your mistakes? That is what every sibling has asked since the dawn of time. I feel like that is very much what siblings ask each other all the time. Alright, so I'm guessing the Poe energies charge our flamethrowers? No. Back walking home and it's freezing. Welcome back, Jonathan. Is it snowing for you guys where you're at? Like, I know you're over in the Scandinavias, so I'm guessing, do you guys, like, is it White Christmas pretty much a guaranteed out in, like, Norway and Sweden and all that? Okay, so not just Ganon-type enemies, but we also get to fight, we get to fight constructs and guardians. I dig that. We're eating frog legs tonight. Usually it's snowy Christmas, but lately, because of global warming, there's less and less snow. Yeah, that's a problem. Controlling Minura. The elder sister possesses both spirit, unparalleled knowledge, and the auto-building of Zonai devices. Okay. Okay, so she's like a summoner. I'm pretty sure that's why we have like the flooding that I was just talking about was happening because of global warming as well. And like, if you go onto Reddit, all you're ever going to hear about on Reddit is people talking about the water wars are coming. That there's going to be huge wars over water, and I am not excited for that, because while I don't want to believe the doom and gloom, I definitely feel like I feel like Reddit is not over-exaggerating that one, you know? The Swedish Long Darkness is here. I am so jealous of that. There is I want to go to Norway or Sweden someday to experience that total darkness for photography. The Philippines is kind of boring, not ever any snow. That reminds me. Okay. KFC. You're in, like, physically in the Philippines, right? Like, you are there or been there or from there, correct?
I have you.
What are these things? Hyrule Warriors, I love those games. I'm excited to try these games. I'm very, very excited to... I played the first one, not a whole lot, but I'm really enjoying this one so far. So the reason I ask about the Philippines is because there was a new restaurant just opened up in my town that is a Philippines restaurant, and I want to know what food I should order. Like, because they don't have any vegetarian options. I will only eat there once or twice since, you know, I'm mostly vegetarian, but I want to try it. So I want to know, like, if I could only eat one thing from the restaurant, what food should I choose? Okay, this is a cool team-up move. We got, like, a giant robot fight. This is kind of cool. I like this team-up ability. Let's just smash it with our giant hammer. Okay, that was a super cool team-up ability. No lie. Legend of Zelda just got a little bit cooler in my book. I'm half Filipino. My culture is almost entirely American because I was born in the States and moved here 3 years ago. Understandable. Okay, but can you help me pick off of this menu? Like, if I pull up a menu from the restaurant and give you some lists of items, can you tell me which one would be the best? Wait for it. If I go... Let me pull up their menu. We're doing it. We're pulling up the menu. Maybe. Because everyone says this food is the most delicious. Show me your menu. Why is this? Restaurants should not make it this hard to find their menu online. Well, I guess maybe not. They don't have their menu online, so... My favorite is the classic lechon baboy, which is a roast pig with crispy skin. Okay. Singapore soup is pretty good. What's Singapore soup? Yeah, none of the food that they were offering is vegetarian. I don't think, as far as I can tell, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but it seems like Philippine cuisine does not focus on vegetarianism. This is the new Age of Imprisonment, Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warriors. Oh, we can ride him. Cool. This is basically turning into Monster Hunter at this point. we're jumping on the giant monster. We're getting our aerial attacks. Like, this is better than Monster Hunter.
We've yet begun. I'll not yield.
We also got a new sushi and ramen restaurant that I'm very excited to try. Every time that a ramen restaurant opens, you can bet I will be there to try the new ramen every single time. Because ramen's one of those things, like, it's like pizza, right? There's no such thing as bad pizza. There's no such thing as bad ramen. Like, there's okay ramen. There's definitely places that serve better ramen than other ones, but I don't think there's anything. There's no such thing as actually like bad ramen. It's soup with quite a few vegetables and a nice amount of meat. Okay. Picadillo's pretty good. Speaking of soup, did y'all see the Campbell's soup controversy? Did y'all see that CEO who came out and was saying that he wouldn't feed that slop to his kids, like how much he hated Campbell's soup? Like, I don't know about y'all, but that one convinced me. I will never buy another can of Campbell's soup. I do ramen at home. I'm not gonna go out and eat ramen. Maybe pho. That's different. I do like pho. I do enjoy pho a lot too. It's one of the good things about losing weight.
Zelda.
Understood.
Is I used to never really enjoy soups all that much because I was, a fat kid and soups aren't very filling. And now that I've lost a bunch of weight, I can enjoy like a big bowl of ramen or a bowl of pho, and it's filling and it's warm and it's nice and delicious. It's one of those things like people don't talk about it a lot, but when you're losing weight, like one of the most freeing things is when you're especially fat, like I was. When you go out to restaurants, you're so afraid to order anything because you're afraid that you won't feel full and you're going to be embarrassed because you have to eat another meal and you're going to look extra fat in front of people. And so it just ends up like every time you just order burgers because, okay, burgers and fries, that's filling enough. Like, so that's all I'm going to order. Now that I've lost enough weight and eat, a normal amount of food, I can actually like enjoy ordering different things at restaurants because I'm not overly concerned about not being full anymore. And it's such a freeing feeling. Why in the world are you playing Hyrule Warriors? We are playing Hyrule Warriors because that is what Gamefly has dictated to us. Gamefly sends us games and we play those games. So I don't get a choice in it. Gamefly just said this is what you're playing, so this is what we're playing. Good morning, Ben. Alright, we beat up a boulder. Congratulations, we are strong. We have successfully beaten up a rock. I was really hoping that they would send me Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer so we could play that for Christmas, but they said, nope, you're getting Zelda and you're gonna like it. Exactly it. I don't spend money on console games anymore. I just wait for Gamefly to send me the game to enjoy. I'm a bit lucky to have a crazy metabolism. I can eat a ton without having to worry too much about it. That might change someday. I tell you that it feels strange as I'm losing weight and becoming skinnier, and that there's so many people who are just naturally born skinny who are now heavier than me because they just been skinny all their life and they didn't have to work at it, and now they do and they're not, and it feels weird to be lighter than people who used to make fun of me for being fat because they were just had that high metabolism. I really want to go back and play the Serious Sam franchise again and see if it's as good as I remember. Wish I had the Switch 2. You're not missing out on the Switch 2. I bought the Switch 2 when it came out because I got lucky, and it was in stock at Costco. And there's really there's only like 3 games on the Switch 2, right? Like, isn't this one also on the Switch 1, or is this one a Switch 2 exclusive? Like, Donkey Kong Bonanza and the new Mario Kart are really the only things out there, and both of those games are mid at best, so I don't think you're missing out on a whole lot just yet. It does run smooth though. Like, I am impressed. I've had no frame rate dips, no problems like that. Like, it definitely feels nice. It has a good balance of graphics on it. I gotta say, so far this character is my favorite. Using the constructs is definitely a What kind of sorcery is Zelda using? Zelda apparently has become a white lantern, and she is using the power of her lantern ring to summon the light to do things. Yes, this is Minura, not Zelda that I'm playing as currently.
Of course. Zelda!
Okay, apparently my characters decided to split up. That is not what I wanted to see. Zelda gets a lightsaber. My dad used to be bigger, and be like me, but now he's bigger. I guess he learned the hard way. Yeah, I need to cut down on the Mexican food. Don't necessarily need to cut down on the Mexican food. Just increase the amount of beans. You know, high fiber beans is definitely the way to lose some weight. I am a big fan of beans. Look at that perfectly timed dodge. But yeah, it looks great. There's no frame rate drops. Like the fights are fast and fun and chaotic, and so far I'm digging this game. I would say this might be the game that I play the most on my Switch 2 for a while. Like I'm tempted to keep this game for a little while and play it. I wonder why in the Star Wars universe they don't ever portray strong Force users as being able to fly. I thought they did. Doesn't Emperor Palpatine like fly? I've never seen Star Wars, so let me preface it by saying I don't actually know what I'm talking about. But doesn't Palpatine like fly around and shock people at some point in the movies? Like, I'm pretty sure they do a little bit of that at some point. Alright, we have resonated with all the sacred powers. What happens now? This game is way different compared to Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And that is a good thing. I love beans, so that'd be a convenient option. Yeah, beans are high in fiber, they keep you full, and they're not too bad in calories, so... Here, if you want weight loss hacks, here have been my my weight loss hacks that I have experienced after losing almost 200 pounds. Number one is 100% going to be ditch the sauces. Things like ranch, salad dressing, all those sort of things. They add so many calories on and you get nothing out of it, and that's why I put hot sauce in everything, so you can put as much hot sauce as you want on something for like 10 calories and you get all the flavor without all the calories. So I super recommend finding a hot sauce you like, because that will help you cut calories like no other. Alright, we set up a camp here. We gotta walk. Do we get a little cooking segment?
Ready for whatever's next.
Okay, that's cool. Like a midway refresh your healing abilities and all that. I dig it. I dig it. Another weight loss hack: potatoes. Get yourself like a bag of tater tots. Like 2 servings of tater tots is like 320 calories, and that will keep you full for a long time, especially if you use mustard or hot sauce as a dipping sauce. Only 300 calories, and potatoes satiate you so well. Potatoes are a great hack at losing weight. Oh, we gotta fight the trees. I wonder if I can burn the trees. I wonder, they probably don't like fire, do they? Yeah, the trees don't like fire. Probably a little mean to set the forest on fire, but, you know. If it works, it works. Alright, so now we're gonna fight some sort of Minecraft monster. He's made of cubes. So... Minecraft it is.
Now, Zelda. Ready as ever.
Summon my mech. Do some Gundam stuff here. Which I was so excited to see when I was also going to see Five Nights at Freddy. You know, I always like seeing the previews. Apparently, the old Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphan, both the Gundam movies are coming back to theaters for a little bit. I'm so glad to see Gundam is still like popular. You know, Gundam's still out here doing its thing. Potatoes and beans, all that sort of stuff. Alright, well, we turned him into an actual cube.
The end has come.
And now we're summoning some missiles. Very cool. But my favorite mech, like I like Gundams, but my favorite mech of all time has to be, if you've ever seen Mech Warrior or Battletech as it's sometimes called, the Mad Cat mech is by far, in my opinion, the coolest mech ever made. I love the Mad Cat. That's why it's called a flux construct. I guess that makes sense. What video game companies do y'all think are the best when it comes to how they treat their audience? Before Kojima got let go, I would say that probably Konami was way up there with like the attention to detail and love that they put into Metal Gear Solid 3, 4, and 5. I definitely feel like
Must take aim.
that one belongs up there. You know, as much as people give them flack for some of their terrible decisions, Blizzard, World of Warcraft, like it definitely seems like they have always tried very hard to do right by their fans. And World of Warcraft is still going strong, even though it's been 20 years later. So Blizzard's been pretty good about listening to the audience and trying to do right by them. So I think that one probably belongs on that list. Devolver Studios, though. Devolver Studios has put out banger after banger after banger. So I'd say Devolver Studios probably listens and loves their audience the most. Made a delicious sandwich, cheese, cucumber, tomato, and lettuce. That does sound good. I do a lot of tea times, high teas, and cucumber sandwiches slap. Huge fan of cucumbers. Especially when you pickle them. Pickles are one of my favorite foods of all time. Also a great weight loss food. You know, pickles, you can eat as many pickles as you want for like 5 or 10 calories. Amazing. The most important ingredient is cheese. I love cheese, but I have sadly had to cut down on the cheese. Because, like, one slice of Tillamook cheese, which is the best cheese in the world, is 110 calories. So, cheese just isn't worth the calorie density. How come weapons break in the open world Zeldas, but in Hyrule Warriors they don't? That is a great question. The weapon breaking system was simply the worst idea that Nintendo has ever had. I would literally rate Breath of the Wild two ratings higher if I didn't have to deal with the weapons breaking every 10 seconds. I'm sorry for your cheese loss. It's one of those things where, like, maybe when I've lost enough weight in moderation, I can enjoy cheese, but, like...
Look here.
You know, say that you're eating burgers. I make black bean burgers because vegetarian. You know, the black bean patty itself is only like 200 calories. So if you make 2 small slider burgers, that's 400 calories and then 100 calories for the low-carb buns. So that's 600 calories. But as soon as you start adding cheese, you can go all the way up to like 1,000 calories just by adding cheese to that. It's not worth the calories. Same thing with like ranch dressing. I love ranch, but not worth the calories. Mayonnaise, delicious, not worth the
I've never
calories.
seen one like this before.
Please, Minoru. We mustn't disturb it.
I'm guessing this is Link. The suit looks like
And the collapsed seal at the end.
like this is like Link is going to haunt this suit or something.
This chamber was once locked away by a power.
Counting calories makes me want to put on Pit Vipers. Look, I don't like counting calories either, but
Tools of the Zonai's demise.
it is literally the only way to lose weight. The only way to lose weight is to eat less calories than you're burning in a day. That is just the law of thermodynamics. So, yes, you can have a bunch of other super restrictive diet like Atkins where you don't eat carbs and that lowers the amount of calories that you're eating, or the carnivore diet where you're only eating meat, so it's lowering the amount of calories you're eating. So literally the only way is to count your calories. So rather than doing a fad diet, it is much better to count.
I simply ask that you not.
They had electricity back then. They have some sort of like battery powered
From this point
ancient technology thing. Exercise. So the exercise, that it's important,
Would you care to assist
but
me?
here's the thing: you'll never outrun a bad diet unless you are exercising at like an Olympic level where you're burning 1,000 calories running on a treadmill for 3 hours a day. The amount of exercise you do will never make you lose weight. It's just not possible to out-exercise a bad diet. Because, like, yeah, you've seen, like, the comparison, like, one bag of M&Ms, you would have to walk back and forth 100 times on a football court. Like, there's just so many calorie-dense foods that exercise is important, but it's not the key. I'll take one for the team. You can send me all your cheese. I don't know that we can send cheese internationally. And is there a bunch of like cheese law? I know there's at least one cheese that you're not legally allowed to ship, and that's the cheese from France that literally has rotting maggots in it that jump off the plate, and they have to serve it in a special container because the maggots will jump off the plate into other people's food. So that cheese is a problem. I'm pretty sure it's strictly outlawed in the United States, too. I'm fairly confident that you cannot purchase that cheese anywhere in the United States. Alright, we inserted materials. What about the other side of the thing? I'm malnourished. How do I get fat? I'm pretty sure if you want to gain weight the healthy way, I'm no way an expert on this. That's the balance of proteins. More proteins.
This should do nicely.
Diet is a bigger key than exercise. Sounds like something Dr. Now would tell his patients. It's just the facts of it. Like, here's the thing. My base metabolic rate is somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 calories. If I work out for 30 minutes a day, which I think is a realistic amount of time considering how much I work, right? I work 12 hours a day. I also have to wash dishes, do chores, all those sort of things. So I don't have a lot of time. So 30 minutes of exercise a day is probably the most realistic amount I can get. In that time, if I worked out super hard, I might be able to burn like 400 calories. That's like one Snickers bar. But by lowering the amount of food that I'm eating, I can sit under 2,500 and lose weight without even exercising if I didn't want to. Nobody eats like those people on 1,000 Pound Life. That is definitely a next level of eating. I was 440 pounds, so I had a lot of weight, and even then, the amount of food they were consuming to be on that show was astronomical to me. The only thing I can remember from that show was that was a couple they were tasked with bringing food to a party, so they were going to Little Caesars and picking up Little Caesars pizzas for the party. And so they picked up like 15 pizzas, and they said, well, we're not bringing all these pizzas to the party. Some of these are a snack for us, so we're eating before we get to the party. And they ate 8 pizzas, so 4 pizzas each as a snack before attending the party. So that was a mind-blowing to me. I guess it's just a personal preference. I'd rather exercise than starve myself. See, here's the thing: is I would totally exercise too if I could find the time for it. But I don't have enough hours in the day to exercise enough to actually have a meaningful loss in that area, right? Because like I get up at 5 a.m., I stream, I go to work, I work until 6 p.m., and then that gives me just enough time to come home, eat dinner with Emmy, and do something for an hour before I go to bed, right? Like, there's simply no time in there for working out because I already work too much. I like eating smoothies. Smoothies equal good. I'm not a big fan of smoothies. I'm glad you like smoothies, but like, smoothies have way too much sugar for me. Have you seen that guy who streams first-person shooters while he rides a unicycle? I've seen a few people who game while working out. I've thought about doing that, honestly, myself, but I don't think you want to hear me sweating and huffing and puffing while I'm trying to play games. I just don't see why there's an audience for that.
Molduga are approaching our position.
It's more than we thought. It's a swarm.
But like I know fruit is good for you, and I'm trying to change this mentality, but like I struggle so much with eating fruit because there's just so much sugar. Like pineapple and watermelon just has absolutely so much sugar in it that I cannot do it. Sometimes drink some of my parents' coffee. I drink the coffee. Coffee is a great weight loss food. If you can drink black coffee without all the creamers and extra, basically 0 calories, helps suppress the appetite. I love me some delicious coffee.
What?
I drank too much and I'm traumatized. How much is too much coffee? I think it'd be easier to stand some of your controversial opinions if you're running on a treadmill.
There it is. Look,
I mean, we could test that theory. We could definitely test that theory at some point.
As Gerudo warriors, our chief's command is absolute. To the castle.
yes.
The Gerudo warriors, that's Ganon, right? Ganon is the leader of the Gerudos.
We're under attack. A band of Gerudo striking from the north.
I see. So this was their
I'm
plan.
pretty sure Ganon is a Gerudo.
We march for battle.
Yeah. That's a scene from Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm coming with you.
Leave it to Nintendo to find a way to cut costs on their $70 games. Oh. Nintendo's just such a small company, they can't afford to make new cutscenes every time. I love that picture of the guy with the two swords, the meme, the soy jack that always comes out. It's like, leave the multi-billion-dollar company alone. Alright, our Hyrule captain is losing. I'm digging this game a lot, though. The combat is a lot of fun. The countering each other is a lot of fun. So far, I really don't have any complaints about the game other than the cutscenes are way too long and too many, but that's just modern games in general, right? Down she goes. When you're shaking and jittering, anxiety is through the roof. I too know that issue, so you are right. That is too much coffee. I basically get to have 1 cup of coffee a day. That's about my limit when it comes to anxiety. But you can always get decaf. Decaf, you get all the great taste without all the problems. These games are about the storyline. So here's my counterpoint to that.
Fortune favors the bold.
Is I don't care about the Legend of Zelda story. And I know that's probably bad of me, but like, I just don't feel like I have a reason to really care about the Legend of Zelda story. Because here's the thing, even if I get invested in the Legend of Zelda story, the next Legend of Zelda is probably going to have nothing to do with this one anyways, right? So, like, why bother getting too into the story if they're just going to erase that, or you're going to jump to a different timeline or something like that, right? So, like, I just don't feel like it's worth getting invested too much into the stories because it's just going to go away in the next game. Why put hours into something you care nothing about? So, I use this service called GameFly. And GameFly, you rent games, so you pay 1 flat fee and they just send you new games to play every week. And this is the game that they sent me, so it's one of those things where I wanted to try out the game. I wanted to see what it was all about, but like, I'm not super invested into The Legend of Zelda, so... And here's the, maybe it's because I'm an old style gamer, you know, I'm from the 90s of gaming, the 80s and 90s of gaming. I don't need a good story to enjoy a game, right? Like, I can just jump into a game and play this as a button mashing, fun Muso genre for the fun of destroying hordes of enemies. Like, I don't need a good story to go along with it. I can just enjoy it for mashing the enemies down. Like Doom 1993, I talk to no end about Doom 1993, but that's because I absolutely love Doom 1993. There's no story, there's no need for a story. You get in there and you enjoy the game. You take down the hordes of demons and you have fun with it. Like, games don't need a good story to be enjoyable. I don't mind a game that's got a good story, like The Last of Us 1. I really enjoyed the Last of Us 1, but sometimes you just want to jump into a game and enjoy it. Might as well glue the pit vipers on and rock the Dr. Disrespect. I don't see the point in getting invested in Zelda's story because it's just the next game, the whole thing is just gonna, oh, that was a different timeline, like that doesn't matter to this one. Okay, well, if you're not gonna respect the story, why should I care about it, you know? Alright, that's another captain down. On to the next one. And what matters to me more is that the gameplay is fun, right? You have the best story in the world, but if the game isn't fun to play, then the story doesn't matter, right? Like, man, I suck at dodging. Alright, let's set some people on fire here a little bit. Very cool. That goes both ways. Some games I'd rather not play if the story doesn't drive it. I'm trying to think of any game where the story was good but the gameplay mechanics were bad, but I played it just to see the end of the story. Trying to think of any game that fits into that.
I won't let you down. It's over. A challenge overcome.
And none are coming to mind. I'm sure it exists out there. Could you guess what games I like? I mean, I could guess. I probably won't be right, but I'm going to go with the safe bet and say Roblox.
That's enough lazing about for
If I get a game for the story and gameplay, I want them both to be good or it ruins it for me. See, that's why I simply, like, I just don't buy games anymore. I pretty much, if I can, I will get the game through GameFly because I am so tired of being disappointed with just mediocre games that that is just not worth buying games anymore at all for me. So it takes a truly special game for me to actually buy it. Otherwise, I'm just going to rent to get it through here. And like, I wish I would have waited to rent Pokemon Legends ZA, because Pokemon Legends ZA is one of those examples where both the gameplay and the story is awful, right? Like, there is not a single positive thing to say about Pokemon Legends ZA. Got something new in Roblox? Alright, let's go take down the enemy commander. Let me guess, it's gonna be Ganon, right? We're gonna be super surprised, like, oh no, it's Ganon. Who could have possibly seen this coming? Like Monster Hunter. I like Monster Hunter. I don't think Monster Hunter needs a story. Their stories are always garbage. And it's the same thing. Oh no, there's a big monster. It's angry. We need to study it. Oh no, something's upsetting the monster. We need to destroy it before it destroys the village. Like, they could just make Monster Hunter without the story. They don't need to add the story. We can just enjoy Monster Hunter to fight giant monsters. I don't need any of that extra annoyance on top of it, you know? Same thing so far with this game. Like, yeah, the story's there, but like, I could enjoy the game so much if it's like, hey, you're the good guy, that over there's the bad guy, go stop his army. Like, do I really need more information than that? I feel like that's sufficient information for me to be able to play the game. Maybe I'm alone in that, but I really do feel like I have sufficient information to slaughter. Have you played Age of Calamity? No, I did not play Age of Calamity.
I have you.
I played the first Hyrule Warriors for like 10 minutes and I got sick of the story interrupting the gameplay in like the 50-hour tutorial, and then I gave up on it because the tutorial was just too long. I cannot stand like Pokemon. Pokemon, of course, is way too obnoxious with that. Like if you've got a tutorial that lasts more than 10 minutes, you have failed as a game. There is no reason Pokemon Sun needs a 14-hour tutorial for a game as simple as Pokemon, right? Like that is obnoxious. Even Final Fantasy does that a few times wrong, where they make the tutorial way too long.
Take this. Now be gone. A challenge overcome.
See, we beat up the giant fish. I don't know why we beat up the giant fish. I don't know what the significance of the giant fish is, but that didn't stop me from turning him into sushi. I don't know who Artie is, but I'm still gonna beat her up. Swap to Zelda. Let's get our giant mech. That should help us here. Oh no, this is the wrong one. This is a new one. We don't get a mech, we just get a giant light bomb. I think Hyrule Warriors are canon games, maybe? You know that Arthur meme? That where DW says like, this sign can't stop me because I can't read. That's how I feel about the canon of Legend of Zelda. Like, I couldn't tell you a single thing about the Legend of Zelda lore, except that the Legend of Zelda would have been much better if they would have kept their original idea of making the game Catholic. You know, if Link was praying at the crucifixes instead of all the fairies, I think the game would have been much better. But that's the only thing I can tell you about the Legend of Zelda lore. It was originally going to be a very Catholic game, and I think it would have been very much better for it if it stayed a Catholic game. Got rid of all the fairy nonsense and just gave us Jesus. Alright. She did. And I'm guessing she's gonna join us. And that's gonna be our next playable character, I think. Alright, we got some rupees. We got a lot of rupees. Look at all that. 650 monies for beating up a bunch of people. I'll take it. And some watermelons and tomatoes. I dig it. What do you even use those items for in Hyrule Warrior? It looks like there is some cooking in the game. When you set up a camp, you put those items in the camp, and it gives you bonuses that make you run faster or attack harder or gives you more specials, things like that. You can also use them to upgrade your abilities and skills.
Circumstances have changed.
Apologies, but this is where your story ends.
Is that the Yiga clan?
Ganondorf. I should have known he would betray us.
You see that, bud? Bad news. Those are shades.
I was right. It is Zelda or Link.
Sorta. Ancient globs of evil that show up and attack people whenever the land's not doing so hot. And I guess those two are the ones controlling them? That's nothing we want a part of, I can tell you that. You ask me, we're better off just sitting back and letting this... bud... where you
The
going?
Korok is speaking. I didn't think Korok spoke, but the Korok is speaking. I wonder who that could be. I'm so glad they gave us question marks so we couldn't know who that is. Sick design though. I will give them that. That is a wicked awesome design.
All right, fine. You win. Just don't say I didn't warn ya.
Also, probably an unpopular opinion, but Link in the Goron tunic is by far the best look. Link looks way better in red than he does in green. Give me Link in the Goron tunic any day. Nexus Gaming, good morning. That's kind of cool. The barrage of the bow and arrow. Link is kind of OP, not gonna lie. I'm guessing he's gonna get destroyed or something, and we're gonna have to start at lower power because he is way too strong here. Do I know you? I've seen you a few times, Nexus. This isn't your first time here, I don't think. I think you've come by a few times, so... I'm fairly certain I know you, at least a little bit that you've shown up a few times. A rocket. And a battery. Okay. So... Okay. We've got a mount, we've got fast moving here, kinda awesome. That was pretty sick, no lie. You were Galaxy Gaming, you changed your name? Why'd you change your name? What's the lore behind this Link? No idea. Couldn't tell ya. He's angry. That's all I know so far. He's awesome too, I'll tell you that. He moves so fast. Oh, we get a little Korok team up. What do we team up with the Korok for? What's he do? He throws fruit trees. Okay. And we get a whip? Just when I thought Link couldn't get any cooler, this is by far the coolest Link. Yeah, this Link is really cool. Alright, and flames. Set everything on fire. It controls so good. It feels so good to play as Link. No lie. That was pretty awesome. All right, let's see if she tells me anything about me, who I am, or why.
I've been wondering the same thing myself.
I know not who I am. All I know is I must kill.
Couldn't stop him if I tried. And trust me, I did.
Even so, I thank you. As long as I draw breath, I can still claim my retribution.
You want revenge, huh? Don't you think a little reward for your daring savior should come first? And since we went through the trouble of saving your life, it's gotta be something special. Something like this! Even the fiercest winds don't feel like nothing at all with this bad boy. What do you say?
He's a full Zonai construct. Yeah, I think so.
What would you use it for?
Isn't it obvious?
He's battery powered.
This thing's gonna keep me standing once I finally take root. Here's the deal. When a Korok like me leaves home, we've got to find a spot to settle down so we can grow big and tall. Start our own forest, you know? And once I find my spot, my new treasure here will keep me in place. Make sure I've got the strongest branches this side of Hyrule. That's the whole reason I'm on this journey. You got that?
Okay, that's fair, right? Like he's got a good enough reason to do what he's doing, I guess.
Right. Well, I wasn't really looking to settle down somewhere like this anyway. Come on, bud. We're out of here.
I do like his eyes. He got some crazy eyes. And a flying eagle. That's pretty cool.
Catch you later.
Let us go. That villain dishonors our name, and he shall perish by my hand.
Your report?
We dispatched most of the
So,
guards, my lord,
this is Ganondorf.
but we were
What's
obstructed
the
by some
difference
man with automaton.
between Ganon and Ganondorf? Are they the same person?
Forgive us, Lord Ganondorf.
An automaton. Very well.
My lord?
I finally have Rauru in the palm of my hand. Especially now that we've taken care of the...
What do you mean you have Rauru in the palm of your hand? We beat your army mercilessly.
No more delays. Hyrule Castle awaits.
At once.
It's time I see these secret stones for myself.
Ganon is the spirit, Ganondorf is the guy. Two sides of demise, I guess. Okay.
A short time after the attack on Hyrule Castle, Rauru received an unexpected visitor. Ganondorf, chief of the Gerudo people, and the lone male amongst them. Claiming to have dealt with the renegade Gerudo faction that struck at Hyrule Castle, Ganondorf then pledged to serve the king.
Oh, Ganondorf out here making pledges. Let me guess, he's going to betray those pledges.
But Zelda could sense the cruel ambition behind Ganondorf's words. behind even his very name. While Rauru shared in this concern, he deemed it best to accept the Gerudo's fealty, in hopes of more close...
I do like their little drawings here. I do like this art style. It does look very nice. All right. As soon as we're done with these cutscenes, it's time for me to go start my day. Go do some dishes. And I am on vacation, which means I don't know what I'm going to do with my day. Maybe go do some photography, play some board games. I got a new My Little Pony board game I've been waiting to try and get all the way through. So maybe some board games. Some Beyblades.
Dark memories. In my era,
Zelda. Time can be a dangerous entity, even for those who control it like us. The future must remain unknown, right?
Yes.
The Molduga attack was unquestionably that man's doing. Given an opening, he will bare his fangs and bring about even worse.
It's 10:40. I'll stick around. We're almost done.
Until
It depends on how long they drag this cutscene out.
But you know, he doesn't represent all of the Gerudo. Rather than war, some still seek a path of mutual prosperity. We can't abandon those voices.
I should not be yawning already. It's 6:30 a.m. where I'm at. It's too early to be yawning.
Yes, I agree completely.
In times to come, my husband will be faced with countless difficult decisions like this. He will certainly lament choices he failed to make, and grow to regret others he carried through. He's more sensitive than he looks.
Strangely enough, that sounds familiar.
Zelda, if he's ever struggling, I hope that you can help show him the way forward.
Me? I couldn't possibly.
Does she have Triforces like tattooed on her body?
You, he might actually decide to heed it.
I'll try, Queen Sonia.
I'm pretty sure I see a few Triforces on the body. Alright. Main story done. We got some extra quests and stuff to do. So we need to complete some side quests before we can do the next big battle. However, as I said, I am about done for the day, so we're just gonna pause the game. Turn off the switch. Alright. As always, let's end with our prayer today. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for this blessed day, and thank you for all that you do for us. We continue to pray for all the people who are victims of violence, whether that be war or emotional violence, physical violence, abusive situations, whatever it may be. Lord, help them. We pray for all the victims of mental illness, all the victims who have harmed themselves, all the victims who are suffering quietly that we don't know or don't see. Lord, help us to help those people in our communities. We pray for those who don't have enough, especially as we get into this Christmas season, those who don't have enough food, water, shelter, love, whatever they're lacking. Lord, help us to provide for them. And finally, we pray for the souls in purgatory, the souls who've been forgotten, the souls who have no one left to pray for them. Lord, help them. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. right, everyone, that is it for me today. As always, it was a pleasure to join you all. We will be back at it streaming on Christmas Eve. If y'all have a good suggestion for a Christmas Eve game or special, let me know. I'm still thinking what I'm going to do for that day, but we'll be streaming on Christmas Eve, and maybe if you're all real nice, we'll stream Christmas morning before I have to go to church. So be prepared for that, but we'll be back at it for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Thank you as always for joining me. Have a blessed day. For 90% of you, go enjoy your night and go to bed. It is way too late, and I will see you all Christmas Eve.